Hey Sarah, how are you doing?
Hi, Megan. I'm good. How
Hi.
are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What's new in your life? What's going on?
Well, I am actually having a great week. I participated these last 8 weeks in I go to Orange Theory Fitness for my workouts, and I
Mm-hmm.
participated in their 8 week transformation challenge. And prior to that, I had been pretty steady in working out there about 3 or 4 times a week. I wasn't wanting a huge transformation, but kind of
Mm-hmm.
maybe just a little kick in the ass to push me a little bit harder, a little bit further, get a little bit stronger. So I joined the transformation challenge with all of these people in my neighborhood that also go to this workout. And it was for 8 weeks. And I bumped up my workouts to 5 or 6 days a week. And I got my husband on board. That was key so that he could watch my 3 year old when I went to these workouts. And I would
Mm.
go when my older daughter was in kindergarten. And I got really into it. I got so excited for the workouts, whereas I think my perspective prior had been kind of like, got to go work out.
Yeah.
But this challenge, just the energy of the staff and the other people, I just got really into it, really excited. I was like running faster, lifting harder, and I won second place.
Oh, you won second. That's
I
amazing.
did. Yeah, for the
Yay.
women. There were 3 winners. I think there must have been probably about 60 people that
Okay.
were participating. So 3 winners for the men and 3 winners for the women. And it was based on weigh-in, so percent to total loss. I would have preferred it was measured by fat loss, but they didn't have that technology at my particular location.
Oh, interesting.
So
Yeah.
I wasn't sure actually when I weighed in. I wasn't sure if I would have lost any weight or not because I feel much more solid. My legs feel stronger. And sometimes that doesn't translate to pounds lost. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I lost almost 11 pounds in 8 weeks. And
Wow. That's
yeah,
amazing. Good for
I know.
you.
The biggest benefit though that was the mental clarity. I would find myself really looking forward to these workouts, and I'd be on the treadmill, and in these workouts we're running anywhere from probably like 3 to 6 miles per class, and then you're also
Wow. That's more
yeah
than I realized. Okay.
yeah
That's great.
you're also doing the row machine and weights, but when I was on the treadmill, I was just getting this amazing mental clarity just on things I wanted to do with my kids and business ideas and stuff for our podcast. And it just gave me this like level up that
Mm.
I think I was needing in my life, and just this extra burst of energy, which is crazy that just like the slightest change in 8 weeks of working out more can increase mood, energy, just everything feels that much better. And now I won second place and I got a $250 gift card. So I'm gonna go buy myself
Woo-hoo.
something special.
Oh, nice. That's exciting. Does it have to be spent at Orange Theory or can it be
Oh,
spent
no, thank
anywhere?
goodness.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I'm gonna go spend that on Revolve or
Oh, nice.
Lululemon.
Yeah. Oh, how fun. Good for you. That's exciting.
Yeah.
It's fun when you find like a new source of motivation for exercise because you can get stuck in ruts. I know I've been feeling a little bit like in a rut recently with running, just trying to find
Yeah.
like what's my next motivation for this? Like, is there maybe signing up for a race or doing something like that just to give myself something like a deadline to look forward
Yeah.
to?
And something to just level up. I think like for you and I, we both keep a pretty healthy lifestyle and we're always working out, but
Yeah.
we need that level up just to push a little harder, like go a little faster, just to get to that next place within our fitness and health goals. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stick with it. I'm gonna try to keep going 5 to 6 days a week.
That's
I think
great.
I'm addicted to it now. So
That's awesome. You
yeah.
like get such an endorphin rush from running, and there's like research out there about like finding like I think it's called flow, like finding flow when you're
Mm.
running and things like that, finding like that zone.
Yeah.
And a lot of runners say like they get the best ideas while they're running, which is really interesting.
Yes.
It has something to do with like the chemical changes in your brain and finding that flow and finding that
Oh, that's happening to me.
really
I
interesting.
immediately after class, I open my notes page on my phone. I like get it out of the locker and I jot down all the ideas. I'm like, this is my thinking space and my working out space. It
Yeah.
just kind of is all coming together. But yeah,
Yay.
what's
Good
going
for
on with you?
you.
Thank you. How's your week going?
Oh, it's going well. You know, I'm happy we're getting some warmer weather outside and all of that. But I have to say, for me, the highlight was going makeup shopping through your makeup closet. Um,
Oh, I love that.
I had so much fun going through all that product. And you got all of that from being a consultant for these brands and they give you freebies and things like that.
Yes.
That's the best
Yeah.
job ever. Like
So
ever.
for our listeners, I have a closet in my house that is my makeup closet. My girls know not to go in mommy's work closet. But yeah, I've had, a 15-year career in the cosmetics industry at the corporate level. And, if you're going to write education content on a brand or sell a brand, you got to try the product. So, yeah, I'm constantly getting product from friends in the industry, from brands I'm working with. I have a lot of product from Bare Minerals. Shout out to my first experience in the corporate world. And that's my favorite brand to date. But I have tons of their product from working with them. And so I'm glad you had fun. I love to share
That's
that.
awesome.
I have
Yeah.
more than I could ever use.
Well, then I'm the best friend for you because I can help you use that up right away. Yeah, that was
What's
just
your-
so much fun.
What's your favorite thing that you took home that day? You got a lot of good stuff.
I know I did. I think my favorite is the Buxom lip gloss
Oh,
that
yeah.
plumps your lips up.
Yes.
That stuff's awesome. Like,
I
and
know.
just, oh, you can put it on top of any lipstick also. Like, I'll try, I've been trying
Yeah.
like my lipsticks with the lip gloss on top. So you get that plumping factor. And it's a lot of fun to try on with like different things. So I've been
Yeah.
playing with a lot of different new makeup from you. Oh, and I love the lip liner.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's great, too.
The Bare Minerals, the nude, right? The nude liner. I
Yep.
love that one.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, that
great.
one
So-
blends really well with any lipstick. I use that one every day.
Yeah, that was a great. Oh, and my eyebrows. That was the biggest one.
Oh, yeah.
So, for people who don't know, I don't have much eyebrows. They're very blonde and nobody can see them. Sarah and I tried taking pictures a couple weeks ago and we looked at the pictures and realized I have no eyebrows in this picture. Probably because I didn't do them because I don't know how. So, thank you for showing me how to do my eyebrows and I will do my best to practice and you give me more pointers. But yeah, that was also fun. That was a good thing to learn for me. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you've got a great eyebrow shape. They just needed a
Thanks.
little bit of color. They look great
Color.
today.
Thanks. Thank you.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
welcome everyone to Platinum Perspective. Of course, this is the podcast where we talk about beauty, travel, luxury, and more. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Megan. Sarah and I are best friends who put the work in to get the most out of life so you don't have to. Today, we are going to be talking about facial treatments. So we're going to be talking all about facial lasers, other things that we have personally tried, like Botox. I do lip filler. Sarah's done a number of different facial treatments, so she's
Quite
going to
a
be
few.
sharing. Yeah, so I'm excited to hear about that some more because that's something I haven't tried before. So, looking forward to picking your brain on that. Before we hop into that topic, though, why don't we start with our segment in rapid fire questions for
Yay!
Sarah? Okay, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Dun,
All
dun,
right.
dun.
Question 1. When did you start beginning facial treatments?
I started in my early 30s.
Okay. Question 2. Which treatment provided the largest transformation for you?
Halo Resurfacing.
Okay. Oh, good. That's the one you just did.
I just did it. I'm so excited to talk about it. I
Yay.
feel like I'm going to be their biggest spokesperson. It's amazing.
Oh, yay. Okay, awesome. And what is the most painful facial treatment you've ever experienced?
Well, it was the IPL, but I have learned to ask to triple up on numbing cream.
Oh, okay. Okay, good point. All right. And one bonus question. Does your face look like raw meat after you have a laser treatment?
This is just reminding me of that epic scene with Goldie Hawn in First Wives Club where she gets the laser treatment and her face is so red and swollen. I think the short answer is no. Laser treatments have come a long way, but it's not pretty for a few days.
Okay.
But it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I think I want to just add a disclaimer before we jump into the topic more that laser facial treatments vary in ability to treat darker skin tones. Megan and I both have light skin, so we'll be referencing treatments used for our skin tone. We want to speak to what we have experience with. Of course, with any skin tone, please work with your dermatologist to determine what laser treatments would work best for you.
Good point. Okay, so Sarah, why did you want to start laser facial treatments to begin with?
Well, one of my best girlfriends is an esthetician, and I think she had tried them before me. So I knew that laser skin resurfacing is going to reduce wrinkles and scars. It's going to even out skin coloring. It's going to tighten skin. She had educated me on that lasers are little beams of light that vaporize the outer layers of the skin, and they promote the growth of new collagen fibers. And collagen is a protein that improves skin's firmness and texture. So I had learned about them from her. And as I mentioned, am fair-skinned. I am a victim of the tanning bed culture in the early 2000s. It pains me to say that I used to go weekly and lay in a tanning bed. Did you do that? I don't even know if you did that.
I only did that when required by the sorority. So
God.
sorority every sorority in Florida would do this. I don't know if they still do this. They must be doing self-tanning at this point, like self-tanner. But at that time, yeah, we had to become tan right before rush. And then, and we'd have we actually had free sessions. So they would give all the sororities free sessions to start us off and then hope we get hooked on the tanning salons. So yeah, I did it for a few weeks at a time, but usually rush is just at the beginning of summer, and that was the only time I ever did.
That is crazy to me. I was in a sorority in California at UC Santa Barbara, and there was no tanning requirement.
That's so funny. Yeah.
It was a much more laid back sorority experience.
Oh yeah, it's very different.
I would do it on my own. I think the education was just not there. And also, just in total transparency, when you're in your early 20s, I was very self-focused and I wasn't thinking about future me. So because of that experience with tanning beds, I developed sunspots pretty early on in my late 20s, early 30s. And then after I had my first baby, the sunspots got darker. Plus, I developed some melasma, which is really common. That's just a darker part of the skin that is created by hormones. So lots of women experience melasma after babies or after pregnancies. For some, it goes away, and for others, it doesn't. For me, it didn't. So after my first daughter, I tried one IPL treatment. Then I got pregnant again with my second daughter, and the only laser that is approved while you're pregnant or nursing is Clear and Brilliant. So I tried that because I had my second daughter and I was nursing. Then when I was done nursing, I did a series of 4 IPL treatments. And this was last year. And then just 2 weeks ago, I did my first ever Halo Resurfacing. It was absolutely incredible, great results. But I've been trying these things. I guess my oldest daughter is 6 now. So off and on during the winter season is always the best time to get any laser treatments because you won't be out in the sun. Right away, it's overcast, you're inside more. So winter.
You said winter? Okay.
Winter, yeah.
Okay.
Winter
That's good to
time.
know. Okay.
Yeah, and then just the general purpose of all of these lasers is just to create fresher, brighter, younger looking skin.
Okay, cool. Let's unpack some of that. So you've said IPL a couple times now. What does that stand for?
Yeah, so IPL is intense pulsed light treatment. And with this laser, it's using intense broadband pulses of light to target skin's discoloration without causing damage to surrounding skin. So broad spectrum light heats and destroys brown spots, melasma, broken capillaries, and sunspots, and it's going to visibly reduce the signs of aging. It's amazing for treating skin pigment and blood vessel issues as well, which I didn't have that, but I had seen from a friend that she had IPL to treat her blood vessel issues. So I started with an IPL treatment, just one, because that's what my dermatologist recommended. It was about $500 for one session. They typically recommend buying a package and doing a series, but I got pregnant soon after with my second daughter. So
Yeah.
I was one and done with that first one. And I think for my first experience with a laser, what I didn't know and I wished I would have known with IPL, I didn't take any Motrin or Tylenol ahead of time. I wasn't expecting the pain to be that bad. And I just had a light coating of numbing cream that they put on me when I arrived to the salon. Now, everybody has a different pain tolerance. I know now after that experience that I'm going to want to take Motrin or Tylenol before any laser treatment. And then I'm going to ask to triple up on numbing cream because it was excruciating. But I suppose for other patients, the one coat of numbing cream would be enough. I almost didn't know if I could go through with it because it hurt that bad. It felt like an electric pulse of fire going into my skin.
While they did the laser, it hurt like
Yes.
that? Okay.
It hurt like that. And it probably took about 20 minutes to do my whole
Oh,
face.
Gosh.
I know. And my doctor had to stop often because I was in so much pain. So that was my first experience with IPL. And what she had said afterwards was I probably would be someone that she would recommend that I would do it again, but we would do more numbing cream and take a pain medication ahead of time.
Okay.
It didn't even occur to me that it would hurt that bad, and it was awful.
I don't actually think I've associated it with a lot of pain either. I guess I need to understand a little bit more, but yeah. That's...
It was so bad. And then the other thing I really learned from the first experience with IPL, I received the laser probably around 4 or 5 p.m. in the evening, and then I came home and I put my daughter to bed. She was little then, probably 2. And then I went to bed and I slept really flat that night. So when I woke up in the morning, my face was swollen. And IPL is a mid-range laser, so the swelling, I was not advised that I would swell. And after calling and speaking with the doctor, we put it together that because I slept so flat at night, my face swelled up afterwards, and it stayed swollen for a couple of days. So my advice and what I've done with every laser post that experience is sleep upright for the first 2 or 3 nights after a laser treatment. Not completely upright, but just like at a slight incline to help with blood flow.
Okay. Oh, interesting. I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was so good for blood vessel issues. That's been my issue. So
Oh,
I don't have sunspots, I don't think, but I do have like hemangiomas, and basically like on my chest I have the broken blood vessels. I think my doctor said it was from sun damage, basically.
oh, okay.
So yeah, she did recommend one session of IPL, doing face, neck, and chest. So I'm
Okay.
considering that right now, but yeah, interested to keep learning more about it too
Yeah,
before I dive in.
I think that, I tend to just go. I love my doctor, so I tend to go with whatever she recommends.
Hmm.
After that first IPL treatment, it had good results, not incredible, but it was good. A lot of the pigment was pulled to the surface of my skin and it flaked off. So a
Okay.
lot of the color flaked off. But then, like I said, I got pregnant right away. So I wasn't able to do any more IPL treatments. And then with the increase in hormones, I started getting melasma again, and the sunspots kind of came out more. So that's when I tried Clear and Brilliant,
Okay.
and Clear and Brilliant is a very gentle laser, and I only tried it because I was nursing and I just wanted to do something. I actually had a girlfriend at the time who was working for Clear and Brilliant, and she was selling their product. And so she recommended it. And what I learned from her is this laser creates hundreds of thousands of microscopic treatment zones in the upper layers of the skin. And it replaces damaged skin with healthy looking tissue. It's the only laser approved to do while you're pregnant or nursing. So if something's really bothering you during that time frame, this is the one to go for. It's about $400, so the price point for one session is not that different from the IPL. So I would recommend if you are not nursing or pregnant, or if you can just wait till you're done, go for the harder hitting
Oh,
treatment for just a
okay.
little bit more. But there was no downtime. My skin was a little bit red for one day. It felt a little rough, kind of like sandpaper. And then, similar to the IPL, the sunspots, the pigment pulled to the top of the skin and they just kind of flaked off. And the results were good, not incredible, but
Hmm.
I think it helped with what I was feeling concerned with in that moment until I could go for something a little stronger.
And was that in session too? Like they put the clear and brilliant lasers like on your face, like during a session at the office, or
Yeah, so
okay,
I just it was at a med spa. My current doctor that I love, she didn't have this machine, so I did go to a different med spa because they owned this machine. And yeah, it's kind of like going into the dentist. They have a chair that is the same chair they have in the dentist, and they put a little numbing cream on me, and I just waited for about 30 minutes. And this one, there was no pain because it's so gentle, and just sit back for 20 minutes. It felt a little warm, like the doctor's just holding a little electric, kind of looks like a little microphone over your face,
hmm,
and it just feels a little warm. And you're in and out of there, probably 45 minutes total for the whole appointment.
okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah. And so then going back to IPL, after I was done nursing, I knew I wanted to go back to IPL. And this time I knew I was done having babies.
Mm-hmm.
This was a year ago. So then I bought a 4 package of IPL. And it was $1,800 for 4 treatments. And I did it during the winter. I did 1 month apart for 4 months. So I think I did December, January, February, March.
Wow.
And it was just, this was the process, and it was great. It was great results. My skin felt fresh and glowy. But, it is a little annoying to structure social events.
Mm-hmm.
around your face.
Was it like a week down each time? Around
Yeah,
there? Okay.
hmm
Wow.
about that. And the interesting thing with that I've experienced is they say you can wear makeup after a couple days, but my skin was so dry and the flaky and rough that makeup looked worse.
Yeah, it would just sort of like
So,
sit on top of the dead skin,
yeah.
I'm sure, yeah, doesn't look great. Okay.
It doesn't look great. So
Yeah.
I prefer, if possible, to just stay inside and stay home during the downtime, and not plan anything.
Okay. Oh, that's really good to hear. I was actually thinking of doing this IPL soon, but we're going into summer, so maybe not the best timing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe wait till like November, December.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do that.
Although if you're doing it on your chest, it's a little different because you could easily keep that covered during the day.
I could. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not great about that, but I need to get better about it for sure.
Yeah.
Wearing sunscreen and all of that. So,
Yeah. I mean, no
um,
tank tops.
yeah, no tank tops. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough in the summer in California.
It
Um,
is.
yeah. Well, let's get into what sounds like the heavy hitter, the Halo Laser Resurfacing. Can you tell us more about that?
I am so excited to talk about this. This has been a miracle for me. I am only, I think about 2.5 weeks post treatment. My skin has never looked better. I mean, it didn't look better when I was 25. It has a new fresh.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yes.
amazing.
It's amazing. So, like I mentioned, I kind of just go with whatever I love my dermatologist. I just go with whatever she recommends.
Hmm.
I'm always like, take a look at this face. What needs to happen next? Like, how can we up level?
Where can you inject me next?
Yes.
Yeah. Do it. Yeah.
So she recommended that I get Halo Laser Resurfacing. So it had been a year since I had the IPL treatments. And in that year, a couple things happened. I went to Maui, and then I did a couple trips to Santa Barbara. And the trip we went to over the winter to Tahoe. All of those trips were really bad on my skin. Santa Barbara and Maui, we were in the bright sun. I definitely have an opportunity in being better with sunscreen. And it just did a number on my skin. With Tahoe, I saw my dermatologist the week we were back from Tahoe, and she was like, "Where did you go? What happened to your skin?"
Really? From Tahoe?
From Tahoe. And she talked about the climate just is so drying. And then
Oh yeah, for sure.
with snowboarding and being out on the snow, she said you even need to wear more sunscreen than you're wearing on a beach often, because if it is bright sun reflecting down on that white snow, it is going to cause some major sun damage.
Oh
And
my gosh. I'm kind of
I don't know
shocked.
about you.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. And I don't know about you, but when I came home from Tahoe, my face was just like so dry. Under my
Yes.
eyes, it was bad.
It was tight skin. I had very tight
Yes.
skin, and I felt like I couldn't put enough moisture back on all parts of my skin, like my fingers and
Yes.
stuff like that too, were really, really dry.
Yeah, same. So unfortunately, the damage that I had corrected with the IPL, I had redamaged my skin in a year. And in that year, this new technology came out. So Halo Laser Resurfacing. What I learned from my dermatologist is it's combining two wavelengths, and they work together to penetrate the skin and clear up signs of aging. And one laser is doing the deep penetration to remove the thin outer layer of skin, and it heats the underlying skin, which then stimulates the growth of collagen. So this is a technology that is brand new and exciting because the results are amazing. So I signed up for it. It's $1,500 for one treatment. I remembered my experience with the pain with IPL. So the day of my laser, I took Motrin, and then I actually asked to do the numbing cream at home. So I took a triple dose of numbing cream, applied it with gloves to myself at home so that it could sit for an hour on my face before my appointment, because the longer it sits, there's kind of this sweet spot with numbing cream. And that's about an hour. Your face will be really numb, but if you wait too long.
I don't want to derail you, but I had a really funny experience with the numbing cream for my lips. So I didn't throw the mask away. I put a mask on to go into the office. They put the numbing cream that did my lips. I wore the same mask out. And I threw that mask into my purse. And so later that week, I went to go get my nails done and then put that same mask back on my face, and I felt my face go numb. And while I was sitting in the seat, and I started wondering, am I having a stroke? I started freaking out, and I'm texting Eric like, I can't feel my face. I don't know what's going on. I'm in the middle of getting my nails done, so I can't like get up and walk away because they're literally like dipping my nails and stuff. I mean, a mess. And like, it took me, I think, half an hour before I realized it was the mask on my face causing me to have this reaction. But I really thought for a second I was in trouble. Okay, I don't want to derail you, but
oh my God, that is hilarious. No,
bad things can happen with numbing cream and good things, but when used correctly. Yeah.
Well, it's so funny because when the gal at the med spa gave me the numbing cream, she also gave me a pair of gloves, and she said like something along the lines of like, I don't want to doubt your intelligence, but there are gloves in there to make. She's like, you'd be surprised how many patients don't use the gloves. And I thought, I'm really glad you told me that, because I like to think of myself as pretty intelligent, but I also have mom brain.
I know. Well,
pretty often, and I would be the person to scoop out the numbing cream.
We think it only works on the face. I know. I don't think I wouldn't have known to put on gloves either. That's a great point. Duh.
Yeah,
anything it touches. Okay.
Anything. So she gave me gloves and then a spatula. So it was actually double. So spatula out the numbing cream, scrape it on your face, and then use the spatula to massage it in. So the gloves were just like an extra layer. Protection.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So with the Halo, it was recommended to use it annually. So I just bought the one treatment, and I was warned that you're going to look like a pumpkin
afterwards.
And I did look like a pumpkin. But the actual experience of getting the laser probably took about 20 or 30 minutes. It wasn't painful at all because of the Motrin and because of the extra numbing cream. Also, this technology is new, so it's better. So it shouldn't be as painful as some of the other lasers that I've experienced. But yeah, I was in and out in under an hour for the whole treatment, and went home. I made sure to sleep in an upright position, but I still, as soon as I opened my eyes in the morning the next day, I just knew. And I know I sent you a photo. I was like, oh my God.
Oh.
It was bad, right?
Yeah. It was, I mean, it was sort of to be expected, but it did look scary. I mean, it's
bad, especially under the eyes. Underneath my eyes were kind of a little black and blue and so puffy. Yeah. And my cheeks were so swollen that I could hardly smile. And it hurt even to smile a little bit, and everything felt really tight, a little warm. But over the next week, it really was a full 10-day recovery. For the first 6 days, I didn't go anywhere. Okay. That's how bad it was for me. I pulled the pigment to the top. They looked like big scabs. There was no way any makeup was going to cover it or sit on top of it. And I enjoyed just being able to be home. They gave me special cleanser, special moisturizer. What I did learn from my dermatologist was don't waste your good skincare products when you are recovering from a laser because it won't penetrate. It's just going to flake and fall off. So they gave me a gentle cleanser and gentle moisturizer to use. She said, don't waste your good stuff. Start using it after 10 days.
You mean like your face wash and your face lotion and things like that? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
eye creams, serums, all of the good stuff that we're using. No need to waste it because it won't penetrate down while your skin is healing.
Okay. Okay.
But the results have been amazing. So prior to getting this treatment, I had a decent amount of sunspots that were probably light to medium. And then I had one really dark sunspot right under my left eye, which I think has been caused by driving, just living in California my whole life.
Yeah.
The reflection from the window.
Yep. That makes sense.
And it's funny, my husband has the exact same sunspot. He doesn't care about it, but I do. But it's funny that we both have the same one. But I wanted that sunspot in particular targeted. And so the doctor, she went over that spot a couple times during the process, and it was really swollen and really scabby, and it was the last part to heal. And now that it's healed, that sunspot is 90% gone.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even
cannot
see
believe it.
I didn't even see it in your picture at the end. I didn't
It's
see
gone.
it at all. Yeah.
I mean, there's still a shade of it. And I have on my lower cheek, there are a few sunspots that I think I didn't point out bothered me as much. And they're still there a little bit. So my doctor recommended if I would like to do a spot treatment, we can do for just $500 a spot treatment on those remaining ones. I would say in general, the one dark sunspot is 90% gone, but I would say probably 75% of my sunspots in total are gone.
Okay. And what about like wrinkles? What do you notice for that?
Yeah. Well, I got Botox 2 weeks before the laser. So
Actually, I had a question about that too. Yeah, they're gone. But is there anything to the timing of the Botox, or does it not really matter? Oh, it does.
Well, yeah, it does. So she recommended definitely not doing them on the same day because your face can swell and that can move your Botox.
Oh.
So she said, so we staggered appointments. So Botox 2 weeks or prior before a laser treatment.
Okay.
But yeah, I noticed my cheekbones felt higher and tighter. My jawline looks and feels tighter. My forehead, everything is just shinier and brighter. My nose is just cleared up and my skin looks incredible. The only concern now is not re-damaging it. Right. Because I made that mistake with IPL. So I am using 4 different types of sunscreen every day. We were at the park yesterday and I left early because I didn't have a hat. And you suggested put a hat in my bag, or my car, so I always have it. So I did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's now just being cognizant of keeping it this way. And so I'm going to do the spot treatments on the little ones that need an extra bit of love. And then I think annually I'm going to do the Halo, which is what's recommended when you're, late 30s, early 40s, and you're wanting to keep your skin fresh and new.
Mm-hmm. So would you skip IPL then and go straight to the Halo? Or is there a use case for either? Like, is there...
Yeah, I think there is a use case for either. I think, if you have more of the blood vessel issues, that's where IPL is going to come in.
Yeah.
But I want to just speak to my own experience and for our listeners, find a really good dermatologist who can look at your individual needs because all facial treatments are so individualized they can be so individualized to meet the needs of each patient's concern. And one might be different than the next. So for me, Halo was the superior treatment, but it's possible for someone else's concerns. It could be IPL.
Okay. Good to know.
Clear and Brilliant, I really would say, unless
you
skip it. It's so gentle. Unless you're dying to get something done while you're nursing like I was.
Yeah.
In retrospect, just wait.
Well, I mean, all these things are expensive. So I'm just thinking, weighing out, I want the biggest bang for buck. If you're going to do it, just do it. Do the right one. But yeah, right. If it's a blood vessel issue, it might be the IPL, which is interesting. I went to my doctor. I thought you were getting Fraxel. So I went to my doctor and said, I want Fraxel because my friend's getting Fraxel and I want Fraxel. And she said, you do not need Fraxel yet. She's like, that's for people who are much older than you that have had a lot of sun damage all over their face and a lot of wrinkles. And that is the biggest bang for buck. She said, when you get to that point and you do Fraxel, it is transformative. She said you would not believe the results that she gets from doing Fraxel with people like in their 50s and 60s. So I was like, okay, all right, that's interesting. So I'm going to keep that in my back pocket, just remembering that that's an option in the future, but probably not yet. But it will be there when we need it. So there we go.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to hear too, like if your doctor recommends IPL for you or Halo. And maybe it's both. Maybe you're doing IPL to target one thing and then Halo to target something else.
So I think Halo is so new that I have not seen it offered yet at my dermatologist yet. So I don't know. Maybe she doesn't have it. I'm going to I go see her again. I see her often. So
I know.
I'm going to ask her about it next time I go in and see if she has Halo or has heard of it or still recommends the IPL. I suspect, because my concern are these red spots that I have, that she's going to say the IPL, given what you just said, that it jives with what you said. So that makes sense why she would recommend that, I think, for me. But I don't want to hurt either. So I'm going to take some extra Motrin ahead of time. Pop a few. Yeah.
Yes. And ask for that extra numbing cream. Okay. That was key. That was key.
Okay. Random question. Do they do Halo on other parts of the body?
Ooh, that's a good question. I know that they definitely do it on the chest because my dermatologist, she got it on her face and her chest. But she said that was a lot. When I asked her about if I should do that, she said, just start with the face and then maybe down the line do chest. Okay. I don't have as much sun damage on my chest. I don't think I'm there yet. Like I could see wanting something maybe in 5 years, but right now, it's not something that bothers me.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
So one funny thing about me also is that I have never had a facial. I can't
believe that.
I know. I still have never had a facial. I don't actually understand why people get them to begin with. So, I mean, if we're going to talk about facial treatments we've received, can we talk a little bit about that and what things you've done, what things you recommend? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that sort of stuff.
Yes. Well, facials are a crucial part of my self-care routine, and I am going to introduce you to them because they are amazing. I look forward to facials. So I call out to my girlfriend who's an esthetician. So she's not the dermatologist that I see because she lives a little far away in another town. But she's one of my best girlfriends, and I refer to her for all my skin education. So when we were in our early 30s, maybe like late 20s, early 30s is when I was still living nearby her, and I started getting facials with her and learning just about the importance of facials. So there's different types of facials, but in general, facials are to slug off the old and dead skin cells and to boost collagen. So similar to lasers, it's doing the same type of thing, just at a much, much lower level. You during facials, you can get different services like microdermabrasion or chemical peels that would target other specific concerns like dark spots. Also, it's just self-care. It's so relaxing, so indulgent to be laying on a table and they massage your head and your neck and your shoulders and they massage just like the most luxurious serums and creams into your face for you. And they're really just targeting any concerns you may have and boosting the health of your skin because your skin is your biggest organ. So for me personally, I love a signature facial and microdermabrasion. So microdermabrasion is this tiny little vacuum that it kind of feels like the toothbrush that a dentist uses. And they rub it all over your face and your neck and your chest, and it pulls out the dead skin cells. And they'll show you, look at all the dead skin cells I got off your face. I don't like to look, but my girlfriend that's an esthetician, she loves it.
Wait, but so I thought, okay, so what does it mean then when you get like a microdermabrasion, like, you know, like a lotion or like a face wash?
Well,
I think a little different.
I think that when you're buying a product that refers to that, it has little beads in the product, and it's kind of the idea is that it's sloughing off. It's a little bit of a rougher texture product that's sloughing off your dead skin cells. So it's the same idea, but with a facial with a microdermabrasion, it's a machine that is a tool that is electric and turned on, and it is vacuuming out all of those dead skin cells. And when I get microdermabrasion, I will notice an immediate lift. So it will lift your skin, a pull. I love it on my chest. It feels like my chest will feel nice and tight. My neck feels nice and tight. They'll kind of pull up on your jawline. So it's like a little mini facelift at a very low level. But that is my routine. So I go every 8 weeks with the same esthetician. I go to the med spa where I also see the dermatologist who does my lasers and Botox. And every 8 weeks I see a esthetician who does a signature facial with microdermabrasion. I had tried dermaplaning, but I had a bad reaction to it. Dermaplaning is where they take almost a little tiny razor blade and they scrape your face. I think it's supposed to have the same type of results that microdermabrasion has. My skin got really red afterwards, and I don't think that happens to everyone, but for me, that's not something I'm going to try again. But yeah, I do that every 8 weeks. The facials that I get usually run about $200, $220. And I think it's important to note, because somebody asked me this recently, I always tip my facialist, but you don't tip the doctor who does the lasers and the Botox and filler because you wouldn't tip a doctor. And actually at my med spa, there's not even an option for tipping the doctor. But just like a hairstylist, I always tip the facialist, so 20%.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's more of a service.
Yeah. Yeah. And then on top of that, whenever we go on vacation, my treat to myself is if we're staying at a resort that has a nice spa, I always go and get a massage and a facial from the spa. So my favorite spa ever, hands down, that I've been to is the Ritz-Carlton Santa Barbara. It is amazing. I'm going to take you there sometime.
Oh, I would love to go there. That sounds like fun.
It's beautiful. But we also stay at the Ritz in Maui or other resorts and other locations. And I will always take a day to myself when my husband can be with our kids and go for a couple hours to the spa. When I do get spa treatments on vacation, I only get like a basic massage and a basic facial because I have a skincare plan with my esthetician and my dermatologist back home, and I don't want to mess that up. So on vacation, it's more of just like cleaning the skin, maybe putting a mask on, and a relaxing self-care experience.
Got it. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
I
with
can't
where.
believe you've never had a facial.
I know. Well, I actually, I didn't even know that they use a special piece of equipment for microderm. So
What's your hesitation been?
I just don't know what it's for. And don't want to spend money on something that I'm like, I don't think I even need that. Like, I'm not the kind of person that like loves to go get a massage. I just am not that person. I'd rather go buy myself a dress.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm always like, weighing like, should I pay for that? It takes my time. It takes my money. So like want to make sure like something I really want to do. So I just haven't felt compelled. But now hearing this, I do think it sounds like it's beneficial for your skin. And that's the reason why you do it. I mean, it's good for you.
It's so beneficial. And, and periodically, at the every 8-week service with my usual gal, she'll pulse in different things. So sometimes she'll do a chemical peel, or sometimes she'll do a different serum, or a different mask. And she has a chart. And, it's like going to see a doctor. She has a medical chart with all my skin concerns, everything that I'm using. And we'll try new things. And then that leads into what products I'm buying. And I think it is really important that, kind of post age 30, for the best possible skin health, we're buying skincare products that are medical grade.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of skincare brands out there that have cute branding and cute packaging, and they tote great results. But really, as you're aging, your skin needs that medical grade product. So my esthetician will kind of educate me on what's new, what's available, and what she recommends. And I typically just go with whatever she recommends and try it once and see. I love SkinCeuticals.
Me too.
Yes,
That's what
the
I
best,
use
right?
everything SkinCeuticals. I'm on every single part that they sell at this point. I'm like the face wash, all the lotions, the serums and stuff. My dermatologist recommended it too. And so I started slowly and added it in as I could. I just started adding in. It is expensive, but really worth it. I noticed a big change in my overall face, my complexion and things like that. The only thing I couldn't tolerate was any level of retinol. My face just, it takes 2 weeks for me to recover from retinol. Like even the smallest amount that I can buy through SkinCeuticals, like it's like I have a really maybe that's how I'll look after I have like IPL or whatever, but it's very inflammatory.
Big
to me.
reaction.
I have a big reaction to that, but I do love SkinCeuticals. It's really good stuff.
It's so good. Yep. I feel the same way. I'm also loving Skin Better Science. My favorite brand when I was pregnant and nursing, because those two brands are not approved for pregnant and nursing. But my favorite brand while pregnant and nursing is Lyra. It's I had really great results from those products. Yeah, and then I think also using foundation that is skincare is so important. I love the Revisions tinted sunscreen. Another call out to Bare Minerals. Their foundation is great and it has sunscreen in it. And then I know you use this too, I think, right? The Color Science Mineral Sunscreen Brush. Do you use that?
No, you have to tell me about this.
Okay, maybe it's one of my other girlfriends. So Color Science does a mineral sunscreen brush. And I use it on my girls sometimes too. But it's tinted mineral powder in a brush that is sunscreen.
I need
It's
this.
incredible.
I need that.
Okay, I'm going to get you one.
Oh,
Because I carry it everywhere with me and I'm constantly just putting it on everywhere.
It's really funny you bring that up. Last time I was at Disneyland, I saw somebody applying a brush to their whole family and I was like, what is that? Like, why do they have this brush?
Probably.
I wonder if it was this.
Yes, sunscreen. Yeah.
Wow.
It's great. And all these products that I'm using, they're what my dermatologist uses, and her skin is so flawless. We're the same age, and I just want to mimic whatever she's using. And she has a little girl as well, and she shared with me that she uses it on her daughter, and I was like, okay, done. We're going to start using this too.
Well, if it's mineral based, then it's safe. Yeah.
Yep, it's safe.
That's perfect. That's all I can use on my youngest is mineral sunscreens because of her she has reactions to all kinds of chemicals. So okay, very interesting. I definitely want to try this brush. That's cool. Yeah. Well, should we talk a little bit about Botox since we're on face and we both do it? I mean, and talk about a miracle. Talk about a miracle.
Oh my God, right?
I love Botox.
Love it, right?
Yeah,
I know.
love it.
I'm like, I try to lead like a pretty clean life, like with like what products we use in our house and what we eat. But I think there's just like a fine balance, and Botox is like a toxin that I approve of.
I approve of this toxin being injected. Yes, please.
Yeah.
I know. I mean,
I know.
Wow.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah, I was really afraid to try it. I just didn't know how I was going to react to it, but I had like these like fine lines, especially on my forehead. They were bothering me. They bothered me since I was in my 20s. I mean, like I had these like worry lines, probably from being in grad school, and just like these worry lines across my forehead, and they are gone. And my dermatologist said, look, if you start it now and you stay on top of it, you do it every 3 to 4 months, those wrinkles actually like go away permanently. And they sort of have like, even when I'm due for my Botox at this point, I've been doing it for like a year now. I look at it and I'm like my forehead, and I'm like, I can tell I'm due, but I don't need it as bad as I did. Like the wrinkles have sort of subsided, which is, I can't believe what the effects are of Botox. I mean,
I know. It's amazing.
It is.
I mean, I think I started getting it probably like, I'm a little ahead of you with it. I probably got it too early, but I love to try anything beauty related. So I probably started getting it like 10 years ago. But just again, because I had a girlfriend that was an esthetician and she was recommending it, and I've increased. I'm up to where now I probably get about 50 units every 12 weeks, which is, between $800 and $900 each time. But it just gives my face the freshest lift that I need. And it's just tighter and brighter. My eyes are open. I actually, a couple years ago, when I was nursing, I couldn't get Botox, and I went to a plastic surgeon to get a consultation for an eyelid lift because my eyelids felt so heavy.
Oh.
And he kind of chuckled at me and said, come back in 10 years. You're too young.
You're not there yet. Okay.
You're not there yet. But he was the one who recommended, he said, when you're going to get Botox, talk to your injector about this. So when I was done nursing and I went back, I asked about it, and what she can do. My doctor is really skilled. I think it's so important for anybody who's interested in getting Botox that you're not going to your neighbor's living room to get Botox from someone who, husband's a doctor and they got the Botox. Like, this is a skill that needs constant education. My doctor, she is an educator in the area, and she teaches trainings, and she takes her time. She will have me do tiny little movements with my eyebrows and tiny little movements with my lips, and she'll do one little injector and then another little injection, and it takes time because it's an artistry. It's artistry. It's also science and medicine. But she's able now, I get an eyebrow lift with Botox. So she puts Botox underneath my eyebrows. It lifts and opens my eyes. I also do a lip flip just because it's cute.
Yeah, talk more about that. So they stick Botox into your top lip.
Yeah,
to
and they
relax
can change
it. Or
yeah, kind of. I think to push it down a little bit, which then inadvertently flips your lip up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't get lip filler. So this is in lieu of lip filler. But I'd asked my doctor what she recommends, and she said, let's try a lip flip on you. So depending on where she puts the Botox above my lip, it'll change the look of it. And we've tried a couple different ways, and now we've settled into something that I really like the look of. So she'll do probably 6 tiny little pokes across the top of my lips of Botox, and then it just makes them look a little fuller, flips them up just a tiny bit, not much. But I really like the look of it. It is interesting though now. My Botox is definitely wearing off after 12 weeks. I've noticed that with working out more, your body metabolizes everything faster. So
I have heard that. Yeah, if you work out a lot, that it goes away faster.
It does. So this last 12-week period, I hadn't even started the Orange Theory Challenge yet, but I was working out 3 or 4 times a week pretty hard, and it was totally gone at 12 weeks. So I'm like, it's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
Work out to feel good, but then,
Right.
I definitely have to go every 12 weeks. Do you go every 12 weeks?
Yeah, I go between 3 and 4 months apart.
Okay.
Depending on my schedule. I was trying to, I was hitting it hard for that first year. I was doing it every 3 months. So I've started to sort of go to 4 months, but I definitely wanted to stay on top of it because my doctor described it as like a wrinkled piece of paper that you just flatten out over time. And it takes, if you don't let it wrinkle back up and you apply more before it wrinkles again, then you're smoothing it out maybe more permanently. So I had like a strategy with her about how to do that and stuff like that. But yeah, she does the eyebrow lift too. I had not realized, I have hooded eyes. And so I had not realized that was something I could ask her for. She was sort of doing it on her own because I would have like one eyebrow that was like a little heavier than the other. But then this last time I went into her, I mentioned the eyebrow lift that you had mentioned to me. And she's like, oh yeah, sure. We'll just note that in your chart that when we do your forehead that you would like to have an eyebrow lift as well. And I was like, okay, great. So now I'm set up. Yep. Do that from now on, please. And any other suggestions you may have, send them my way. Yeah, I love that. And the other thing I do is the lip filler. So
your lips look so good.
Thanks. It's funny. I used to be so self-conscious of I have big lips when I was a kid. I hated them. I would actually try to practice in the mirror how to make them look skinnier because I was so embarrassed. I don't know why. My mom was like, wait till you get older. You're going to love that you have big lips. And so, yeah, I've just noted, I do have big lips. I've noticed though, as I've aged a little bit, that when I put lipstick on, I just have so much lip there that like I see wrinkles, I see like the lipstick sort of settles in. And so I just wanted them to be a little bit more plump. And so that was my goal. And I did that this past fall. And it hurt really bad. It really
Did you
really
bruise?
hurt. I had one little bruise, but it went away really fast. It wasn't a big deal. I think there's some person by filler interaction there though, where like how a filler affects your lips might be different between people. And so she tried this filler first for me, and it was like ended up sort of feeling sort of lumpy. Like I could make my lips really tight and see where the filler had been put. And so I went back and she did it again with a different filler, and it was totally different, just like a pillow. Like my lips feel like pillows, and they're much softer, and I don't feel any lumpiness at all. So there was like some trial and error there to begin with it. But yeah, even though it hurt so bad afterwards, I was like, I'm never doing this again. It's been like 6 months and I'm going to go back and get them done again. Because either what she did sort of wore off or I probably have gotten used to it and sort of want like I want a bigger lip this time. Like I'm not going to hold back. I told her to be very conservative that first time. This time I'm going to be like, just do it.
Go big.
Really go big. Just do them. the way you think that they would look the best, just do that.
Yeah.
I won't be like, I was so worried about it. Looking like a duck. That was my major concern. I'm going to look like a duck.
Yes.
I was like, oh, what if it doesn't turn out good? What I do know is my body I think it goes through the filler pretty fast. So if I don't like it,
Interesting.
first of all, there's something they can inject if you don't like it. They can inject this stuff that dissolves it.
Interesting.
So like a month or, a week later, you can go back and say, I don't like this part of my lip, or it's too big or something. They have something that just, it's an enzyme that like breaks down what they just injected. So there is a fix, which made me feel better. And then over time though, your body just does break down this filler. And you need to do it again. So yeah, now I'm a little bit hooked on that. I think it's a fun thing to do, but it does hurt. Take Motrin ahead of time.
Well, it looks so beautiful on you.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. It
'em.
makes me want to get it, but I don't know.
I know.
Right? I'm loving the lip flip right now, and the pain of lip filler scares me, but yours looks so beautiful.
It really hurts. But yeah, it's worth it. I wanted to do the lip flip first because it's like, I want to do the least invasive. Like, I don't want to get stuck, I don't want to get hooked on filler like I am now. And she said, I'm not a good candidate. And people with really big lips just aren't, because it won't do very much because your lips are already big. And so she just said it wasn't worth it. She's like, you're going to pay for it and not notice anything. So I was like, okay, well, to filler then for me.
Yeah.
But,
I think that's like a good point to, like, just in speaking with finding the right doctor for you and someone who's really looking at your face as their canvas, and they're very educated and very skilled, and they're able to create the look that you're looking for, even with maybe a technology that you're not aware of or that you haven't tried before.
Yeah, some of this has to go into trust, and trust of a doctor is much easier to give than trust of some random person just doing Botox.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
I get scared when I hear about those sort of stories, but, you and I tend to be, really researching all of this and very careful about it. So it might be our personality, but I do tend to really appreciate going to a doctor. And I also really appreciate a doctor that doesn't try to upsell me,
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want somebody suggesting things I don't need. So it is telling when you have a doctor that's like, appreciate you asking about that, but you're just not ready for it, or you don't need that. And it's like, okay, I know you're telling me the truth, because if you really just wanted my money, you would say, yeah, get it. Sure. Let's try,
Yeah. Yes. So, that's a good point.
Yeah. Good to find a good doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, should we get to 3 takeaways? What do you think the 3 takeaways are, Sarah, about face treatments, face lasers? We've covered a lot of content today. What should we remember?
I know. This was a fun episode. I love talking about this.
Me too.
I think that lasers are incredible technology that's available today for a multitude of skin issues, and I think try it. Talk to your doctor and try them. I think that 2 lasers are painful, and they are going to have downtime, and that'll need to be accounted for, but they are, in my opinion, worth that pain, worth the downtime, and worth the investment. But I would say lastly, lasers are just a very small part of a total skincare routine, and that includes facials, medical grade skincare, a healthy diet, drinking lots of water, using lots of sunscreen products. All of these things together will keep your face looking young and healthy.
Awesome. Well, as always, please rate, like, and subscribe, and catch us on Instagram at Platinum Perspective Podcast. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.